So we had this issue when we drove up. As you can see, it has done some damage to the paint. So Grant actually fixed it, but it sounds like the bolt may rattle loose or something. So
there's a screw. Not sure if you can tell.
So that's the screw that holds the mirror in place somehow.
Like, it makes it tensioned so that it doesn't move around.
So you just push it over to the side. Screwdriver on it. Tighten it real good.
Now.
Got that fixed. Another thing Grant did figure out too, we thought it was the bulb, but he got new tail lights, new LED bulbs, because again we thought it was the bulb, but one of the things was reversed.
Yeah, the wires were reversed.
But now they're very bright, so
yeah, now they work great.
People will know we're stopping and blinking and turning. Tomorrow starts the trip. We'll be driving from Denver down to Dallas. My grandma finally gets to meet her great-grandson, Zeke. So we'll wake up around 9-ish, get on the road.
And it's not gonna smell like gasoline this time when we drive because we finally fixed the gas leak.
They rebuilt the carburetor when my dad was here last, so. The next step though is still planning on putting fuel injection when we get it back to Texas, but we're gonna go pack the rest of the car up and get in the hot tub, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
I hate goodbyes!
As we depart from Denver, excitement levels are high and anxiety levels are low. We've done this before. We trust the car. We know it'll make it the 900 miles no problem. Look how smoky it is. So we're taking a slightly different truck than we took last time. We're going to be driving
Scenic route.
the hillier route, if you will.
Hopefully there's scenic
With this smoke. Yeah. The whole reason we wanted to go this direction was so that we could hang out in the foothills or in the mountains, but you can smell the fires too. It's weird. I've never been to a state that's been on fire. Texas does a decent job of not lighting up, so. We hit the south side disc golf park in lower Colorado here. We're gonna do a quick niner. Grant we haven't shown you yet, but he's got a busted ass foot. His toe got smashed, got broken when he was doing some downhill. So we're gonna call the disc. We're gonna play a quick 9. Flipper middle disc. Oh, heads. Tails. You go first. Yeah.
Oh.
Cut down. All right. Oh. Way too far.
Oh. Oh my God.
Oh.
Did it go left?
Wayne. That thing's stabled up.
Oh boy. That, I couldn't even get it. Nice shot.
After losing disc golf to a crippled man, you start to question life choices. I'd like to think I let him use the best discs on every shot. With daylight fading, we hop back on the road. The headlights in this vehicle aren't great, and the threat of hitting a deer, elk, or moose are very real out here. Our goal? Make it to Wichita Falls. Driving early into the morning, we finally made it at around 3 a.m. Well, good morning. So we made it to Wichita Falls last night about 3 o'clock in the morning. Stayed at a Comfort Inn. Wasn't too bad. There's a Whataburger right across the street. You know, coming from Denver, gotta get your Whataburger for Grant. So there was a huge line. So Grant waited in line, and I ran across the street and got a hotel. There was a guy passed out in the driveway, or in the line.
Drive-through line.
And then there was another guy, like, most of his body was hanging out of the car, and he was just violently puking everywhere. So I think the people of the town of Wichita enjoy their Fridays. So yeah, here's the Whataburger. Guy was just like right in the middle of the street. It was funny too because people were like waiting behind him. I don't know how they couldn't see that he's obviously passed out. But we have about 2 hours till we get to Dallas. We will see y'all when we make it to Dallas. Alrighty folks, we are on the last stretch of our trip back to San Antonio. We have made it to Dallas. Spent time at Meemaw's house. This house has not changed in probably ever. So the car fits right in. So we're gonna do the last stretch with my dad, Larry. I don't know if y'all have met my dad. And then of course Grant was the one driving. So do the inaugural key handoff.
Take good care of her.
Oh, you gonna miss her? It's funny, these keys, so this one's for the ignition, this one's for the door, this one's for the trunk. Back in the day, they couldn't quite figure out the one key does it all trick. So, might be another mod, but we're gonna take 281 home this time. We do not want to sit on 35, that traffic is miserable. So, we'll see you guys once we get back on the road. With Dallas being Grant's final stop, the man himself, the one who got us interested in old cars, my dad, joins. Sitting shotgun. In my previous Mustang video, I gave you guys a small history of this vehicle. Now my dad has a bit of anxiety around this car. He had been stranded a few times while it was being rebuilt, so I'm sure he was kind of reluctant to get in. Over the years, the parts that were giving us trouble had been replaced, providing a much more reliable vehicle in the long run. Our biggest culprit? A powder-coated carburetor. As it turns out, the harsh chemicals in our modern gasoline were eating away at the powder coat. Alright, we made it home successfully. Another 900 miles in the books. Got home pretty late last night. She was covered. Just got her washed up here. She's looking pretty clean. So last time Grant had tried to get this sill right here to stay on. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But anyway, got her all washed up. Gonna get her put in the garage. Take her out on a next nice day, but another fun 900 miles in the books. Thanks y'all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.